Hello, Mr. Jared Leto.
How you doing, man?
Good. How are you?
I'm pretty good. Just came in from London.
Yeah. What are we doing in London?
Filming.
Yeah. What movie would that be?
It's called Morbius.
What could you tell us?
Not a lot. I thought about it, but then no.
You always wanted to play a vampire, didn't you?
I've always loved vampires.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, I remember being at my grandmother's house in Louisiana, and the original, the OG, would come on, and just being pretty transfixed, as so many of us were when we saw that. Yeah, and then the Anne Rice era was big for my brother and I. Remember we would pass those books around to each other.
And then did you get into Twilight?
I didn't. I was just too damn old. I was too old, too jaded, too over prepubescent ideas of romance. But no, it was I know really big Twilight, and then there have been others, but I always loved Gary Oldman's performance.
Yeah, of course.
It'd be a great performance. That was a real wonderful film, I thought. Coppola. Hunger, great movie. That's a less widely seen film, but a beautiful, beautiful movie. I mean, it was just beautifully shot. And of course, movies like Thirst, a Korean vampire film, really worth checking out.
So Morbius.
Yeah.
I want to talk a little bit more about the superhero world.
Sure.
Avengers this weekend is supposed to make $300 million domestically.
That's it? Come on.
Crazy.
I thought it was going to be $1 billion, maybe worldwide.
How crazy is that?
Well, people love the movie.
Yeah.
And they're great films.
How much did you love playing the Joker? I mean, I loved you in that role.
I loved it. I mean, I love these films because they get people excited about going to the movies again.
Yeah.
Or just period. I don't know about again, but a period. So I think that's a miracle. I mean, 5-10 years ago, I don't know if we thought that there would be people this excited about, going to the movies this weekend.
Right.
So I think that's a celebration. And they've created a mythology that people love, and the actors are phenomenal. And I mean, I'm all in. I love it. I think it's a lot. It's a blast. And I think, Hollywood's been making big, fun, epic films since, the very beginning. This isn't something that's like, I heard someone talking about like that if there's a downside to this. I think
What's the downside?
I think it's fun, and the movies are good. And what I think is great to see is that usually when you make film after film after film, the quality, goes down. But it's kind of nice to see that it can, they can challenge audiences with longer films, more involved plots, deeper character exploration. I think all of that's incredible.
So are we going to see you in Birds of Prey or what?
But I don't think so. But you have to ask them.
The internet says maybe you are.
Oh, really? Well, we'll see.
Would you want to play the Joker again?
I would definitely play the Joker again. Yeah, I mean, it all depends on the script and the circumstances, as that always does for all of these. But right now we're literally shooting. We flew over here for a day, so we're shooting in full Morbius mode, and it's been a lot of fun, surprisingly.
Why do you say surprising?
Well, a lot of these films can be really difficult. This film specifically has had major challenges with the role and the things like that, but we've had a lot of fun doing it, and it's been an adventure.
So are we going to see you in Birds of Prey or what?
But I don't think so. But you have to ask them.
The internet says maybe you are.
Oh, really? Well, we'll see.
Would you want to play the Joker again?
I would definitely play the Joker again. Yeah, I mean, it all depends on the script and the circumstances, as that always does for all of these. But right now we're literally shooting. We flew over here for a day, so we're shooting in full Morbius mode, and it's been a lot of fun, surprisingly.
Why do you say surprising?
Well, a lot of these films can be really difficult. This film specifically has had major challenges with the role and the things like that, but we've had a lot of fun doing it, and yeah, it's been an adventure.
Have you watched the Joaquin Joker trailer?
No,
No.
I haven't seen it. No, but you have a green tie in celebration of all things Joker.
Honestly, that's why I did it, and I knew you'd
Some
pick up
little,
on it. I knew you'd pick up on it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Why hasn't the DC world hit as much as the Disney Marvel world?
Oh, I think it has.
Yeah,
I just asked Jason Momoa.
that's true.
I mean, I think Wonder Woman was one of the more exciting things ever to happen.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it was phenomenal, and it was a beautiful performance, and I think DC World's been pretty great, you know, for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
You can't win every single time.
No.
But no, I think they're doing just fine, and I know people loved Shazam. I haven't seen it yet.
I haven't seen it yet either. Yeah.
But I mean, people really loved that film, and you know, I mean, sometimes you who's perfect? I'm not. That's for sure.
I found your Joker pretty perfect. You know, I was a fan of that Joker.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it, and I mean, I loved doing it, and you know, we'll see what happens in the future. But I think DC's, I think they're doing okay, man. And to the news, and we know that a lot happens, but when I watch the film and when we're working on it, I think I always lose sight of the fact that it was shot in a single day, you know, because there's so much that happens. There's so much, I mean, just the physical diversity in this country and the beauty of the United States is just mind-blowing.
Is this a film you'd want to screen at the White House for the president?
I mean, I think that would be an interesting experiment. You know, I think I would love everyone to see it. I mean, Donald Trump is president. Donald Trump he's in the movie. So yeah, it'd be I think be great if he watched it. I mean, these are the people that he's representing, right? You know, so I think that, you know, watching it would probably hold up the camera and tell the story who we are.
What do you hope the movie does?
You know, I hope it continues a conversation that's being had. As you can see, everybody in the film, it's not the first time they've thought or talked about these things. I don't think, you know, whether it's the opiate crisis or equality or diversity, whether it's Trump or ideas of America and the American dream. These are things that people are talking about. And for me, I really wanted it to be a time capsule that, you know, if you buried it and dug it up 100 years from now, you go, but you know exactly where, what time it was and what was happening in the world.
What's the biggest thing you learned?
Well, that a lot happens in a day. You know, we're all so consumed with our lives, you know, our busy lives, and, you know, we're glued to our phones and other things that we didn't know we would capture that we did, and we were blown away by. But you see the beauty of this country, you see the contradiction, you see the pain, the hope, a lot of hope, and it's incredible in a time where it's so easy probably for people to feel a bit hopeless, that there's so much optimism.
But an ugly side of America too.
Oh yeah,
you have the KKK in there. Yeah,
we have the KKK. We have the warts and all. I mean, I wanted to make an apolitical piece, and that was a mandate that we all had, all of the camera crews and the producers, to take a good look at ourselves. I don't think it was important not to take a side. It's kind of hard not to. I think impossible to be completely objective, but we really didn't want to take a side. We wanted to make films, especially documentary film, and that's great. There are so many stories worth exploring, and So it was pretty down and dirty run and gun, but you know, I was super passionate about the idea, and I put together this really hardworking group of people, and we just went for it.
So explain what it is. Is it slices of life throughout the country?
It really is. And we on a single day, July 4th, we sent 92 crews all over the country. Had people in every single state, Puerto Rico and DC, and we turned the camera on ourselves, and we plotted and planned for weeks and weeks. We knew that there were certain things we wanted to capture, and then there were certain things that we hoped to capture.
So let's talk Tribeca Film Festival.
Yes, sir.
What are you doing here?
We're finishing a documentary. You know, festivals are great because they're really just deadlines for filmmakers. In some ways, obviously, it's a lot more than that. It's a celebration of cinema, culture, and a place to share what you're passionate about with people that are really passionate about filmmaking and films in general. We made this crazy portrait of the United States, and what I think is a really important time to take a look at ourselves.
A day in the life of America.
Yeah.
One day, July 4th.
Yeah.
How did you do this? What was it, like almost 100 crews around the country?
Yeah.
First of all, who financed this?
I did. I mean,
Wow.
it wasn't the craziest thing in the world to do, because, you know, the great thing about the times that we're living in is cheaper and easier than ever before to, you know, just be a one more avenue to understand and continue to you know, hear the voices that are that he represents.
You said that there's a lot of hope.
Yeah.
Are you hopeful for the country?
You know, I'm a hopeful pessimist, I guess.
Is that the glass half full or half
I
empty?
don't know, or pessimistic optimist. You know, I think ultimately we'll get there, but man, we're going to cause a lot of damage. It doesn't seem like none of us really change until we have to. And it takes a significant amount of drama and trauma. We like to beat ourselves up quite a bit, I suppose. But it is a fascinating time, and the film explores that fascinating time. And you know, we have the birth of children, we have people sharing their last words, we have incredibly surprising stories. We go from some of the most violent neighborhoods in the country to some of the most affluent. You know, on the 4th, when the sun set, I was in a helicopter above Los Angeles filming the fireworks, and we had another camera crew that was in New York, flying around the Statue of Liberty and just filming this this massive crescendo that happens in the film when the country's celebrating. We had a lot of fun making it. It was really exciting, and usually documentaries, they're not often shot in a day or an hour, you know. So that was kind of fun, because usually, you know, you're shooting and shooting and shooting. We were buried in footage afterwards.
Yeah, how much footage? How many hours of footage did you have?
I can't even tell you. I mean, it's limitless. I thought it should have been America. What surprised me as well, how controversial some of the stuff that's in the film is, and it is. You know, that's us. Which is, you know, very brave in and of itself. And so we filmed, and, you know, luckily enough, the baby was coming on the day that we shot. Right, that was the first big hurdle, and we're like, yes. And I was on the phone like an expectant father all day. How are we doing? She dilated, you know, and
is it gonna happen before midnight?
Breathe, yeah. Exactly, and we kept checking in. It was like, oh my God, we're getting this amazing footage. She's in the bathtub, screaming in agony and joy, and she didn't have the baby until the 5th. So, spoiler alert. But what we did is we rolled the credits, and then we show the baby being born. But what did they name the kid? I forgot.
Jared.
We also had 10,000 submissions from people all over the country and the world. Because I had originally asked for people to comment and tell us who they thought we were. Because it was like, you have to ask your neighbors, too, if you want to get an accurate portrait. But we ended up using only the footage that our camera crews shot, for the most part. There were a couple of newsreel shots. There's some news footage and crowdsourced footage, but for the most part, that's what we shot.
Is a day in the life of the world next, or a day in the life of another city?
I mean, I'd love to do a day in the life of China, day in the life of Russia, day in the life of, I think it's fascinating. Yeah, India, my God, that would be incredible.
Was there a group of people or someone you really wanted for this that you didn't get?
There was actually. It's quite a funny story. It was we found this amazing couple that agreed to let us film the birth of their child, and they were going to do an at-home natural birth.